Hey Zumi,
What's up, Lonnie?
how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Ah, I'm here. I made
You
it.
here? You made it. Another week.
Another week. There is
Uh,
something good about this week, though, especially
oh yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah. Pats play tomorrow.
Well, yes, but there's also something about that game. It's very special, very meaningful.
Man, what's so special about it?
I think you know what it is. I think you're just afraid of it.
No,
The
I'm not
the
afraid.
goat, the goat Tom Brady returns for his annual ass kicking of the NFL.
Why do they call him the goat?
Uh, GOAT is an acronym for greatest
Oh,
of all time.
oh, okay. I thought goat as in I'm gonna get a little racist here.
All right, this is gonna be
I think
awesome.
I I think you know where I'm going with that joke.
Go ahead, do it.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not. I'm just gonna imply that you know that you get it
What are you drinking out of a Dixie cup?
out of a Dixie cup. Some
Is it horchata?
no, it's not horchata. It's grapefruit soda, and I'm about to put some tequila in it. It tastes pretty good, actually.
You know, it wasn't Mexican until you said put tequila in it.
Yeah, I know. It's like the. I think it's called a tequila sunrise. Is what they call it in the U.S.
I wouldn't
But
know. I drink
but they,
whiskey and beer.
yeah, but they make something else other than just grapefruit soda in it. So anyways, I'm excited
Why are you excited?
because I just saw the new trailer for the Power Rangers movie.
Oh, I just watched that as well. I was sitting on the shitter. I mean, isn't that where we all see all of our
I,
trailers now?
no, I didn't.
Oh, were you
No,
a were you a
wait, hold on.
decent human being? Did it on your laptop?
Wait, hold on. Was I taking? No. I was not taking a shit for that one. I was taking a shit one for the new John Wick movie though.
Oh God.
So it's like you get like the one man army ultimate badass movie, and then you hit me with nostalgia with Power Rangers, and I'm like, shit. The acting looks kind of like it looks like B-rated acting,
Yeah,
but
but they're like martial artists that were asked to act.
right. So I can see past that, and I can be like, I want to see Power Rangers, and I want to see them with a cast that it's not. Uh, I don't know. Well, the '90s one was pretty racist, right? You got you got the yellow for the Asian,
Of
you
course,
got black for black, and
naturally.
you had the geeky what's his name, Billy with blue. So
Well,
it's kind of
Billy
like,
was the show. Are they all the same? Like, are they supposed to be the same characters?
what do you mean?
Well,
Oh,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
because
I don't
I
know.
think they might be different. I'm not
I
sure.
I really don't know. I just remember uh, Tommy, the Green Ranger. That's not his real name, right? But I remember him talking in an interview saying that he pitched a new Power Rangers movie. I don't know if it's this one, and I don't know if he's gonna be involved in it or if he is or ended up being.
He's Zordon.
But it looks really promising, and I don't care if it sucks ass. I'm still gonna watch it just because it's Power Rangers. I mean, I think every kid our generation grew up with Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, like the most
Yeah,
iconic thing in my childhood is when you get to meet the White Ranger.
right, yeah. And it's like everybody's like, oh, it's Billy, it's probably Billy, and it's like, no, you're not gonna have a dorky looking kid be the badass one. Like, of course it's gonna be Tommy.
I liked his flute when he was the Green Ranger.
Chaos
His
Lizard.
his knife flute
It was a dagger. It
knife.
was a dagger.
What was it called? What were his weapons called? Didn't he have like
I,
names for them?
dude, I have no idea. I don't remember.
And he had like the Godzilla looking like
Yeah,
sword, right?
yeah, he had Mecha Godzilla. I I still don't. I don't remember the name of the characters. Or I remember the name of the character. I don't remember the name of like most of the monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Sordon. I never. That's the face guy, right?
Yeah, he's the entity, like their mentor.
Yeah, I didn't even remember his name. It's just like the giant face.
Yeah, and then you had Tommy, or not Tommy, but Jason was the Red Ranger. I think it was Jason.
Yeah,
Then you had Kimberly, of course, Pink Ranger.
yeah. She's seen better days. I don't know if you've seen a recent picture of
I
her.
have it. She's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Pretty ragged. Black Ranger. I don't remember his name. He did a lot of like capoeira, like dance fighting stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, dude, but I thought it was like, yeah. And then the movie came about. That was total shit. And what is it? They had like that purple ooze stuff, or was that the villain's name? Ooze.
I have no idea. I think I saw it once, and I hated it when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. I saw it once, and I was just like, no. I'm like, I didn't like it. I did like the fact that they put ninja suits on it, though.
And
I thought that was tight.
it was okay.
that was like the only thing that I liked. I was like, oh yeah, ninjas.
Well, isn't there something about the original Power Rangers where like all of the action scenes when they had suits on were actually from an original like Japanese show? Those weren't even their scenes. They just dubbed over their voices.
I don't know.
And all the extra scenes like of them when they're not like in their suits, that was that was the only original part of it, like the monster fights and all that stuff. And the Power Rangers, that was all from a different show that they just kind of took the rights to.
Wow, that's pretty creative, actually.
Or you could say that's kind of plagiarizing.
It's like, well, if you bought them, no, because that's like somebody buying this our podcast and recording over this, like actually answering while we are talking. So like right now,
awkward.
Yeah, so like right now during that pause, it'll be like, oh yeah, I totally get it, man. and and it sounds like somebody else's.
You know what, as sad as that is, there might be some people out there that are kind of like that. Like that talk along like during television shows and pretend they have friends. Like Thurman.
We weren't gonna like release names, dude.
It's just a last name. It could be anybody. There's thousands of Thurmans.
I think we gave the first name on the last recording though.
Well, people are gonna have to listen to that one to connect the dots.
I know. Then they're gonna Facebook him and like add him as a friend, and then be like, "You're a piece of shit,"
and then unfriend.
And then they're gonna be like, "Really, 80-foot great white? Really?"
What if he turned his life around and he's like a motivational speaker now or something?
Shit, dude, I wouldn't go to the seminars.
I feel like everything you say is horse shit.
Yeah. I'd be like, who did you steal that one from? Oh, yeah, this guy.
Now, what did you think about that John Wick Chapter 2 trailer?
I like the fact that they had... It kind of hit me like the Power Rangers. They struck me with that nostalgia thing where I'm like, okay, you guys, I'm in.
Dude, it looks like they didn't show anything of the plot line, really. In that trailer.
No, it's just
and they added like little pieces like the start of a fight, but they didn't show like too much of the actual fight. Like they just showed like these little moments like it was an 80s action film.
Yeah. And well, I mean, how much of a plot can you really have? The first one was just like, they kill my dogs, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yes, but I mean there's a lot of depth into that dog.
Yeah, but that's the plot though. It's like You see that on the trailer. You don't need to like explore anything. You saw it on the trailer. You knew what you were going for, and it's not like John Wick needs a. It doesn't need a story. It just needs a shitload of action, kind of like The Raid,
I guess.
But I'm happy with that because you got the Matrix cast there, so it's kind of like, oh look, it's Neo and what's his name,
Morpheus, yeah.
Morpheus, yeah.
Someone said that they hope that, like, in the movie, he actually has a line, like, about, like, handing him some pills or something, and say something like, "I know you have a preference for the red pill," or something like that. Or, like, some offhand comment, that'd be kind of
Right.
cool.
Or maybe Keanu Reeves is just gonna go, wow.
Whoa.
Everybody's gonna get it.
Free my
Or-
mind, right.
Or I should say, all millennials are gonna get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm totally gonna go see that. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'll definitely. I'm gonna make some time to actually go see John Wick, go see Power Rangers. I'm definitely not gonna watch The Wall.
No. Oh, the one with, God. What the hell's it? Matt Damon.
Damon.
Yeah, that's weird. What are those iguanas that are, like, climbing over the wall?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I thought it would be like some cool little war movie, like it was like a continuation of The Last Samurai or something. Like some white dude in a foreign country decides he's gonna save him. Typical white privilege type stuff. Manifest destiny. But I don't know. I guess it's a monster movie.
Yeah, it looks like it.
They could have made it a war movie. It would have been fine, but
I still want to watch the new Jason Bourne.
I heard it was shite.
Well, I am still gonna watch it. I heard they kept the same format. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
I guess, but there's only so much you can do.
Well, I really like how Matt Damon portrayed Jason Bourne.
I do too, but I mean, you can only make so many Bond movies, and you can only make so many Bourne movies.
I guess.
And I don't think the whole Jason Bourne franchise has the same ridiculousness that kept the Bond movies alive.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen Spectre. Did you see Spectre at all?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I still like the previous one. What was
the
that
one
called?
with Javier Bardem.
Oh yeah, he's a great villain.
Yeah, I like that one. The one we watched the most, my wife and I, is, and I know everybody thinks it's shit. It's the weakest of the four, but we watch Quantum of Solace a lot.
It's okay. I
For
do
some-
like Casino Royale better.
Yeah, for some reason, Quantum was just, to me, it was a little bit more complete. Casino Royale, I kind of hated it. I hated the fact that you had to have a character explaining how to play Texas Hold'em. And I hated the fact that they didn't quite use the villain. Because he just plays, and then towards the end, when you're thinking he's going to do something badass, when he's like whipping his balls with that
The rope.
with the rope, you're like, okay, this guy's a badass, and then all of a sudden he just gets killed, not even by James Bond, and you're like, what the fuck, dude? You just like ruined that character that you had.
That was a great
He was-
scene, though. The whole rope and chair scene.
Yeah, but then some off character comes in and just shoots him, and it's like, oh, like I can pay. It's like, no, we don't care about that. And it's like, boom, and you're just like, oh, I was kind of expecting him, or Daniel Craig getting revenge on him for hitting him on the balls or something.
How many STDs do you think James Bond has?
None.
None, huh? You think they run away from him?
He's James Bond. Come on.
I know, but how many women over the course of the whole Bond saga has he slept with?
Dude, don't ruin it for me. Come on. Just like every guy's dream. You just like meet a whole bunch of hot chicks, you save the world, and you don't get any STD.
Yeah, but every single one that he builds a connection with, they end up dying, right?
Yeah, so
Is it?
Dying is not connected with STDs.
Isn't that why? Like, I thought one of the directors had explained that that's why he never had a relationship with Moneypenny. It's because he cared for her too much, and everybody that he cares about dies.
Yeah,
It's possible.
it's possible. Um. So, anyways, changing the subject here, kind of.
My body is ready.
Your body is ready. So, there's these. There's this thing. These videos going around the internet about people dressing as fucking clowns, dude, with like toy axes and toy knives, and they're like walking
Yeah, I've
at
seen it.
odd places. Have you seen that shit?
Yeah, and I've heard that some of them are doing some illegal shit too.
Yeah, like this guy got arrested because he was drawing some kids in, offering them candy and shit. And you're like, at what point do you like say, okay, it's not a joke anymore, like it's an actual fucking pedophile or something?
I think we need to start treating it like we did with the House of Un-American Acts and just start hanging all of them.
Maybe. Well, so that trend, that fad, like, has reached Mexico, and I guess there's been a like incidents of people going to the hospital for like anxiety attacks.
Yeah.
And close to heart attacks, and they just arrested the first official clown here in TJ, and it's a 15-year-old kid. He had a fucking fake axe, and the clown face was just horrendous, dude. So I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, what are people thinking?
I was already afraid of clowns. Like, that's one of my only real fears. And then they had to start up this shit. And I'm sure I'm not the only one.
I saw some videos, like these guys are like they're running or jogging or something, and then they'll see they see across a bridge and there's a clown like walking backwards, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing, dude?" And he just turns around and starts running at them, and it looks like he has a knife. And I think the guy says like, "Dude, he has a knife," and they just start running, and they're like scared, and I'm like, "Dude, I would probably do the same thing."
And I think that's one of the reasons some of these people are actually doing it, just for the kicks.
Yeah,
Like, I honestly believe that the majority of the people that are doing this are doing it just for the hell of it. But there's some sick, sadistic people out there that are doing that shit too.
Yeah, and I saw it and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't stay around to find out if it was a joke or not. I'd be running away. Probably crying like a little girl. Ah!
I do that anyway whenever I see clowns.
But, but I saw this one, it's like kind of like those instant karma ones where this guy, like, he has the camera, I guess the passenger is recording, right?
Sure.
And this guy gets out and he's like, "Hey, are you okay?" And then it turns out to be the guy dressed as a clown. So he's like, he freaks out, he runs back to the car. And this guy is like walking, he's like walking slowly, taking his time, like, I'm going to scare you with the knife or whatever that he has. And this guy happens to have a baseball bat in his car.
Oh, God.
he just starts wailing at this guy. He just beats the living shit out of him.
Did the clown squeak when he got hit?
Oh no! Well, you can't really hear it. I wouldn't know. But he beats the living shit out of him, and this guy just falls like on the third hit. I don't know if he knocked him out or not, but then he comes back to the car, and then he like drives really, really fast. So it was just pure adrenaline,
Well,
but I thought it was really. I thought I would share with people that at least I know of one guy that got this clown back.
you need to make it like we'll start handing out hunting permits, and you can tag 5 clowns. We'll fix this situation.
But I wonder what people that are clowns for a living have to say about that. Like maybe they're like organizing, making a group,
The clown union.
the clown union, and going like, these clowns do not represent the clown community.
I want to see that press release.
But it can't be all serious and shit. You know, there's gonna put like one or two puns in it. So
Something about all of them getting into one car to meet up, and
so then you'll have like those videos, you know, like the ones that they have with the piracy videos.
yeah.
Then they'll have like the clowns like, every time you scare people like that, you're taking away the job of poor little, you know, name the clown.
The clown poverty rate has risen by 5% in the last 2 months.
Oh man. Yeah. Since these clowns attacks, the prices of balloons have gone up by 300%.
This is a little off story, but have you seen that? I think you know those Far Side comics. Like
Yeah.
people have them on their desks and stuff at work, and well, there was one where this guy's sitting in a dentist chair, and the dentist is standing right next to him, and the guy says, he goes, helium. He goes, is that going to take the pain away? And the dentist says, no, but it's sure funny when you laugh, or sure funny when you scream. Zumi.
It's funny. They what they're doing now in TJ. 'Cause I don't know if I told you, but people, there's a lot of hit and runs
Okay.
in TJ because, you know, people are assholes, I guess. So there's a couple there within this week. There's been 2 videos posted on TJ, but this lady, I guess, hit this guy, and the guy was able to stand up and go like, you know, like, are you stupid or something? Like, get off the car or whatever. And the lady just starts going, and the guy actually climbs on top of the car,
Oh my god.
and she keeps driving, trying to swerve him out. And
You sure that
so the
wasn't
guy
Russia?
no, this is in Mexico. This is here in TJ. The guy that's recording, he's going like, "Oh, that lady just hit this guy. She's not stopping, and she's still driving. I'm going after her." And then she stops, right? A couple of the cars actually start helping this guy, like blocking her way, and she just rams into this pickup, dude. And the guy like pulls down and gets to the side, and he's like, "Are you stupid or something? You're hitting another car. Just stop. Just fucking stop." And the lady's like, "Oh, get out of the way. I'm gonna hit you if you don't get out of the way."
It's like, bitch, I heard you already did.
It's like you already hit me, like, you know, a mile away, and you're trying to hit me again. And so the thing is, like, she just bolts it out of there, right? Somehow. And the guy gets down, and he's like, "Hey, dude, like, get in, we'll follow her, we'll get in, I got the license plate, don't worry about it." He's like, "I left my car over there," and I'm like, "Alright, go get your car, I'll follow her." And then the video cuts out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they posted on Facebook, and he was able to get a shot of the lady license plate, and and they hashtag her "Lady Hit and Run." Lady Hit and Run.
I don't even think they needed to put the lady part in there. I mean, it's pretty obvious when you see hit and run, right?
So the next day, they actually caught her. They got her with the license plate, and they found the profile, and everybody, like, when you look at the video and you see all the comments, you'll see, like, "Oh, it's so-and-so. This is where she lives," and stuff.
Oh, God.
So the entire people just, like, ratted her out, you could say that. But anyways, it's not 2 days pass or whatever, and you see another one, and this time, this lady's driving a Honda Odyssey, and she has kids in the car. She hits this car, and the guy that is driving behind her, first of all, the car doesn't have any license plate, So it's what we call a chocolate car. So that's people using an American car, and they don't want to pay for the plates, so they'll just drive it that way.
Yeah, you told me about that after my car got stolen.
Oh yeah, that's true. So he's driving behind it, and it's almost about. It sounds about the same as the comment from the lady hit and run. And he's like, this lady just hit me. She won't stop. I'm recording her. And then when he says I'm recording her, she just like throws her car to the side, and she almost, or I think she hits another lady. And this girl just starts going off at her like, you stupid bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Yada, yada, yada. And she's trying to like, she's able to get her hand inside, but she's not able to retrieve the key. And it looks like she gets a good punch in.
Like a nice haymaker.
Yeah. And then she bolts it out of there, right? So this guy's still following her because it's like, screw that. And he's yelling at her like, hey, please, somebody call the cop. Like, please get me a unit over here. I'm following her. And then she's just like, all of a sudden it cuts out. And then you see her again, and the guy's still behind her, and she just stops. And she gets out, she takes a picture of the license plate from the guy that's driving, and then she takes a photo of the guy, and she's going like, do you know who the fuck I am? Do you know who the fuck I am? And it would have been perfect if the guy would have like if he would have like reached and take her iPhone, but he pushed out. He's like, oh, no, I don't. And then she's walking away. He's like, I don't know who you are. So
it's like one of those moments. Like, I really don't know. I think you need to tell me.
He like, remember the video cuts out, right? So the comments, he was hashtag as Lady O.
What?
Lady O. Because of the Odyssey.
Oh.
So Lady O, not to be confused with the story of O. That's a different thing.
And much better.
But yeah, so Lady O, I haven't heard if she. Oh no, wait, I did. She actually gave her face, or like show her face, and she came to an agreement and paid for the damages.
Which ended up being how much?
I don't know. It just said that, they came to an agreement and an apology from both sides. But the fact that, you have to put somebody on tape and put him on Facebook and hashtag him as Lady O or Lady Hit and Run to get him to do something is fucking stupid. That's crazy.
Well, do you know how it is over in Russia? Like, why they all have dash cams?
No.
Because you've probably seen all these videos in Russia, like all the dash cam videos.
No.
But, there's tons of them. The reason that most of them have dash cams in their vehicles is because the insurance fraud over there is, like, running wild. Like, people will step out in front of a car just to get money.
Oh.
And if you don't have the video, you're going to have to pay.
Yeah, it's kind of like proof that you didn't hit me intentionally.
Yeah, because apparently people over there, they just do it all the time. Just step out in front of the vehicle, or they'll put their friggin' stroller in front of a car. Like, if it's going slow, I'm not talking like putting it in front of a car going freeway speeds, but they'll put their kid who's in a stroller, like, in front of the vehicle, and it'll tap the stroller, and then they'll claim the insurance money.
Wow.
Yeah. It's bad.
That's fucking crazy.
But, of course, drivers over there are a lot crazier. I've seen a couple videos of, like, buses hitting people. I don't know if you've ever seen a bus hit somebody. You've probably seen a train video, like a train hitting somebody and how they just explode.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's a lot of weight. But with a bus, it's kind of like the same concept because there's so much weight on the back end of that bus. It doesn't matter if that bus is only going like 15 miles an hour. You hit that person, and all that weight just gets transferred to the front when the driver brakes. So like when they stop, it's like this, like a really bad, like a towel snap.
Yeah.
All that energy just gets transferred to the front. It's just like that. You can be going slow, but if you hit somebody, I mean, it just breaks your bones, and yeah.
That's crazy.
It's good stuff. You should watch some videos.
No, I'm not gonna look for that. I probably will, right? Like after this, I'm just gonna go like Russian cars hitting people.
Have you seen that video? I just saw it again recently. This was a couple years ago that it first came out. There's this dad. It's like a post-apocalyptic type short video. This dad, it starts off with him and his baby girl, and it shows right at the beginning the mom is a zombie, but she's dead on the floor in front of the car, and the dad is putting the baby girl on his back, and he realizes that he's been bitten by his wife, that he has to get his daughter to a safe place so that he can't hurt her, right? Before he turns.
Right. Yeah, I haven't seen this.
Oh, dude. You gotta watch it. It's one of the best short videos I've ever seen. But I'll have to get you the link and send it to you. But it's like this whole like little story about how this dad is trying to get his daughter to safety before he kills her. I'll get it for you.
It's like spoiler alert. Are you gonna tell me that how it ends or no?
No, I'm not gonna tell you how it ends.
You're just gonna leave me hanging like that?
Yeah. Let's see. I'll get it for you. I don't expect you to watch it right now, but it's a good one. Anything else going on in your world, Zumi?
I've been having fucked up dreams lately.
I think we all do.
Well, I don't know what... like how some people have like interpretations of dreams and stuff, but what does it fucking mean for you to like dream about being back in the military?
I've had this before, where I wake up or like I dream that I'm overseas or something like that, or I dream that I'm late for for work, going into the squadron or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I've been having dreams about either flying, and every time I'm flying, it's on an emergency. It's not it's not something like just like something casual or something like that. It's just I've been dreaming that I'm either flying and it's an emergency situation, and I don't know what, and I'm usually flying the airplane, not sitting. It's like I don't, and then in my dream I'm going like, hey, I'm not supposed to be flying. And then like yesterday night I had one where I was returning to the squadron, like, hey, like everybody was saying like, good to have you back, and I was like, why the fuck did I join back? And I'm like, this is not right. I shouldn't be here. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, what happened? At what point did I make the decision to come back, and how? But I'm in full uniform and getting ready to fly, and it's just like, oh my god.
Which uniform? You talking about flight suit or blues?
No, the flight suit.
Oh, well, that's not so bad.
It's always been on a flight suit. At least I'm comfy, right? But yeah, I've been having those dreams where, like, I had this one where all of us, I was going on the back, right? And for those who don't know, Lonnie and I used to be boom operators on the KC-135 Strata tanker. So you guys can look it up.
Don't ever say the nickname again.
That's an official name. So I'm on the back, I'm flying the boom, and this guy's supposed to fly to get refueled, right? And then I get this, like, I'm listening on the radios, and I get this feeling that something's not right. So I go to the front, and there's only one pilot flying. There's no there's no co-pilot, so that's where my dream already starts. Something's not right here, right? And I hear the guy like on the radio saying like, "Well, are you sure he's all right?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is that supposed to mean?" It's like, "Well, no, but it's like, have you medically cleared him that he's supposed to be flying today, and there is no more incidents?" And I'm like, "Incidents? Like,
red
what
flag.
the hell?"
Red flag.
So from what I got from the conversation was that this guy had just got medically cleared to fly for a suicide attempt.
Oh, awesome.
And then when I saw the airplane coming towards us, he was like moving left and right erratically. And then all of a sudden he's like trying to crash into us.
Oh, sweet.
and then I just wake up and I'm like, whoa, I don't want to like, no.
Do you remember not tying down the ladder when you went on TDY with me? I think we went to like Milwaukee or something. Was it Milwaukee? I don't know. It's been such a long time. What are you watching?
I told you, War of the World. It's getting high. The noise is getting kind of loud though.
I'm kind of enjoying the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while I'm telling you this Air Force story, you hear the rockets and shit.
Bangs and crashes and screaming and death.
Makes it a little bit more intense, huh?
Okay, I got a question for you. Okay, name one of the worst movies that you've ever seen.
Just one?
Just one for now.
Let's see. Well, I don't want to go with something that we already know. So, well, does it count if I cut it like 15 minutes into the movie? Because I was just like, no, I'm done.
Well, no, a movie that you've seen all the way through.
Fuck, man.
It's important.
It's important. I actually powered through, I think it's called White Walkers. And it was kind of like the return of Wesley Snipes into movies.
Okay.
And it was very misleading because it said, like, in the promo or in the poster or whatever, it says Blade is back. So I thought it was, a Blade movie after
like
Blade
a
Trinity.
DVD Blade movie.
Yeah, with Wesley Snipes, and I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. And it's Wesley Snipes in kind of like in a Western scenario, like he has the cowboy hat and stuff, and I mean, he still does martial arts, and he's fighting these they call them the White Walkers, like kind of like the Game of Thrones ones, but they're vampires and they're pale and they have white hair.
It's kind of cliche.
But but they're wearing cowboy suits and stuff. It was horrible.
Okay, first of all, so they straight up use the phrase "Blade is back."
Yeah,
as like a catchphrase for the movie,
right? Yep, Blade is back. So I thought, oh, it's Blade, but his name's not even Blade; it's something else.
That's even more brazen than some of these movies, like saying, "Oh, it's like the new Star Wars," or this, the Lord of the Rings of the 21st century, or something like that. You've seen all that stuff, but just straight up saying like, "Blade
here we
is
go.
back."
Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. It's called Gallow Walkers.
Gallow Walkers. Okay.
Yeah, but they look like the White Walkers from Game of Thrones. They have the white hair, and they're pale, and they're vampires.
Is it one word?
Yeah, Gallow Walkers.
There's two W's.
Yeah. Well, Gallow Walkers.
Yeah, but I do have to say that Wesley Snipes looks kind of badass.
Yeah, that's what was misleading about it. But look, Wesley Snipes is a zombie cowboy or something.
Zombie cowboy.
Killer or something. Yeah. Here's one in Gallo Walker's. Wesley Snipes does his best impression of Colonel Kurtz.
The hell is Colonel Kurtz?
I don't know. If Django Unchained was a distant ancestor of Shaft, then it's easy to think of this vampire horror western as a half-ass predecessor to Blade, if Blade was terrible.
Dude, that's pretty harsh. Although I'm looking at just some of the images, and this is terrible. Who's this dude with like a tail on the back of his head?
I don't even remember, dude. Like that's how much I remember of the movie. But I powered through it and I finished it, and I remember it sucked ass.
Are they vampires?
Yeah, they're supposed to be like zombie vampires or something. Oh, but get this. Any
sense.
Get this. Their skin deteriorates, right? So they have to like skin the people and then wear their skin on top.
That's pretty cliche. Oh my gosh, this looks horrible.
It is pretty bad.
This guy looks like this blonde dude looks like the prince from Hellboy 2.
Kevin Hallworth, I think is his name, right? Yeah, he does actually.
I mean, but that movie was fine. This looks horrible.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find the poster that says Blade is back, but I can't seem to find it.
Let's just type it in. Yeah, I don't see nothing.
Which, by the way, I heard that they're making a Spawn movie, live action, and the rumor is that Jamie Foxx is going to be Spawn.
Oh, spare me.
That's the rumor. However, they do have images on how Spawn's going to look, and they're going away from the traditional red and the suit. He actually is going to look like a ghost.
What?
Yeah, he looks. Well, it means that he's not going to be wearing a suit.
But he'll just be naked.
No, it's like you'll see the eyes, like the glowing of the eyes, and then like kind of like the silhouette of the cape and stuff. But it won't be an actual suit. But they're still pitching it from what I read. It seems.
My Firefox is fucking up. I'm gonna try this again. New Spawn movie. There we go. Yeah, I don't see nothing.
See, you'll see it. There's a video on YouTube. It says it's called New Spawn Movie First Look.
Yeah.
And then you see the image.
Yeah.
So you know what? He reminds me of the Spectre from DC Comics.
Kinda.
Like that vibe that they're trying to go for, and I think it'll work for Spawn. I don't know if Jamie Foxx will work as Spawn, but
yeah, I'm not too fond of that casting. Because I mean, Jamie Foxx is, say what you will, he's more of a comedy or like a dark comedy type guy. I don't know. I can't think of any time where Spawn was funny.
No, he's everything but funny. I'm interested to see who they're gonna grab to play the Violator.
Yeah, that's a tough one to beat. I mean, as much as that first live action one was, I mean, no matter what that was, what's his name? Oh my gosh, what's his name, Zumi? Help me.
I don't know.
Who's the actor that played that guy?
Oh, dude, I don't remember him. He can sound like Joe Pesci though. At some when he squeaks his voice.
Yeah, I mean, he did pretty good with that. I mean, at least what he was given. Speaking of which, Zumi, I'm gonna go to the restroom, so I'll just pause for a second.
It says that it's John Leguizamo.
Yeah, John Leguizamo.
Was it John Leguizamo?
Yes, it was.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it was impressive.
Well,
I mean, he did well for what they gave him.
I am impressed. I mean, it's better than making Luigi, I guess.
Yeah. Don't even get me started. All right.
Anyway, so you need to go take a piss, I guess.
Yes.
Right?
So,
So,
I'll be back.
are you gonna pause it or no?
I can't hear you.
I said, are you gonna pause it, or am I supposed to entertain? Are you gonna pause the recording? Well, I don't know if you paused it, so yeah, Spawn. I don't know if you stopped recording or not, but I didn't talk.
That's fine. I didn't stop recording. I'll just cut it.
Oh, okay.
And I'm back.
And so we were
Discussing Spawn.
John Leguizamo, and I found this article about the 10 actors in unrecognizable film roles. John Leguizamo's in there as the violator.
Is that one actor who plays Ike in Tombstone on there?
No. You
I
see
guess it would be pretty obvious, but
you see Tim Curry, Legend, 1985.
that seems pretty obvious to me, though.
I don't know. So
Did you ever
then
see
John.
that?
No, I don't think so. It doesn't. I'm looking at the picture and it doesn't seem familiar.
What, with the devil-looking dude?
Yeah.
Dude, that was a badass movie.
I saw it and I thought it was the Pick of Destiny. Then I started reading. I'm like, oh, that's not the Pick of Destiny.
You need to watch that movie. I mean, it's pretty corny, but it's like a well, you know how that movie Pan's Labyrinth was more of like an adult fantasy movie,
Yeah.
and that was Legend was a lot like that. Not like that movie, but like you wouldn't let your kids watch Legend.
Oh, okay.
So
Then they have Gary Oldman in Hannibal.
Gary Oldman and Hannibal.
Yeah, he's the disfigured guy.
No shit.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Wow.
This was kind of really I don't think these should make it on the list, but it's Tim Roth in Planet of the Apes.
No, that's pretty easy.
I mean, he's wearing a fucking monkey suit. Of course, he's not going to be recognizable. And then they have
wearing like a full body costume that it shouldn't.
Right. And then, for example, they have the Pirates of the Caribbean.
The guy that played Davy Jones.
Yeah, Bill 90, something like that.
See, I don't think that's a fair one to put in just because his voice alone is
Right.
really recognizable.
And like for example, that one, and then they have the one from the New Planet of the Apes, Andy Serkis or Serkis.
Yeah,
That
but Andy
yeah.
Serkis, I think he plays.
He plays a fucking monkey
Yeah,
too.
he also plays. Uh, oh
A
God,
human?
no, not very often actually.
Or you mean Gollum?
Yeah, he plays that, and then the Supreme Leader Snoke on the new Star Wars movie. I mean, the guy's got chops for playing, like characters, like costumes and CGI and all that stuff.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think they should count a CGI character. Like Willem Dafoe is in this list with John Carter.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, so he just voiced a character in there. And then like a good one that they have here is Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder. So I didn't know it was Tom Cruise until I saw the credits.
Dude, have you
I
seen
was
how much stuff Andy Serkis has been in?
no, but it's been a lot of voice acting type thing, and he dresses up. I know that.
Yeah, he does that a lot. I'm trying to see. God, the Fellowship of the Ring was 2001. That was 15 years ago, dude.
Yeah, I know. I was still in high school, I think.
Yeah, I was. Because I graduated, was it 2003? And then right after, joined the Air Force.
Yeah. Yeah, I joined in 2004. It's March 19th, 2004. Still remember.
Now, okay, going back to horrible movies. Now, you mentioned that movie with Wesley Snipes, right?
Gallow Walkers, yes.
Gallow Walkers, not White Walkers.
Not White Walkers.
Patent
Apologize for that. Apologizing for that.
I will ask you, for movies like that, do you believe that there is a good performance in every bad movie?
Ah, fuck.
I'm talking like those movies that are
Well,
not like C movies where they just put it straight to Netflix. I'm talking like movies that are supposed to be decent because they have one or two well-known actors, where they go to the theater and it should be good, but it's not. That type of thing, where there's a good performance in a really shit movie.
I mean, you can. I guess if you're really optimistic and you find every positive on the negatives, I think you can find out like a one piece where you're like, oh, that quote was, okay or well planted or whatever.
Yeah.
But making or having a good scene in it, fuck, I don't know. I don't think so.
Was there any good scenes? I mean, not comical. I mean, any good scenes that were meant to be good in Alone in the Dark?
See, that's the thing. Like, I no.
That's why I have that argument
guess
that it has to be up in the top 10 of the worst movies of all time that went to theaters.
And that's the thing. Like, I would say, like, if you're into Tara Reid, I guess the sex scene, but
yeah, but that was so like.
It was just
awkward.
like, oh, let's take our clothes off. Okay.
And then wasn't that like immediately following? There was like some Matrix type fight scene.
Yeah.
With rock music.
Yeah, you're just like.
I haven't watched that again. Honestly, I haven't seen it again. I should just download it one day and give it a watch and go like, oh yeah, that's why I haven't watched it again.
Oh man. Well, have you seen? There's this one movie. There's another Uwe Ball movie.
Of course, it's Uwe Ball. Blood
Rain. It has Blood Rain. Yeah, it has Michael Madsen in it. And dude, you can tell that he was fucking drunk for the entire filming of that picture.
You sure he wasn't just stoned?
No, he was drunk. Like you can see him, like especially like he wasn't even trying. Like it's like, "Hey, you, come over here." It's like, uh, although I will say, I watched a Uwe Boll film, and I was actually surprised that it was a Uwe Boll film,
I think
and
you
I
were telling me
watched it.
about this one. Which one was that?
It's called Rampage,
Oh, that's right. That's right. We had a
and
whole conversation about this where I didn't believe you that you both
yeah,
made a good movie.
and well, I'm not claiming that it's good. I'm claiming that I watched it, and I was entertained. I will say that I was entertained. I will admit it. Uh, it was definitely not your Blood Rain or your Alone in the Dark or House of the Dead or whatever other crappy fucking movie he's made. But uh, and I guess there's a couple of them. I think there's Rampage, Rampage 2. I think I watched the second one. I don't know. But this guy just goes and he he goes rampage, I guess. He kidnaps some people in a bank, and he makes a statement, and then a spoiler alert, I guess. At the end,
Nobody's gonna watch it.
yeah, I know. At the end, he fakes his death and he gets away. But he makes a statement, and it's a modern statement about how shitty the government is, how the stuff that Obama is doing, and he actually mentions Obama.
Like by
So
name?
yeah, by name,
That's pretty ballsy for a movie.
and I know. And then how the media is twisting everything that you get, and Yul Ball actually makes a cameo appearance, and he's like he's the guy that actually puts the camera in front of the guy because everybody's telling him or saying that no, they're not gonna follow the demands of a terrorist, pretty much. But he puts the camera in front of him, and then there's a scene about him going like, "This is fucking great. Our ratings are going up like 600% or whatever," and that's all he cares about. So it kind of makes the point, of what the guy is trying to do or say,
Yeah.
and at the end, like if you actually pay attention to the speech or what he's saying at the end, it's really hard not to go, yeah, that's kind of how I feel. And I think that's the redeeming point of that movie, or of it being a You Will Bowl movie.
Now, with that, I mean, there's a lot of directors over the years that have done cameo appearances in most of their films. I mean, and then of course, you have like guys like Stan Lee who just do cameos in his, the movies that are made about his stuff, right? But I consider that different. I'm talking about like cameos where it's not even a cameo, like they're actually part of the film.
Yeah, like Mel Gibson.
Yeah, like Mel Gibson. That I don't consider that the same thing either. I mean, okay, say M. Night Shyamalan.
I don't know why I knew you were gonna go with him, but
well, just because we had been talking about it.
Before you do, let me make a parenthesis here about Stan Lee. Have you seen honest trailers lately?
Not lately.
There's one there's a Fantastic Four, like the new Fantastic Four movie. There's a new honest trailer about the new Fantastic Four movie, right? And at the end he says like, it's gonna be crappy when not even Stan Lee is willing to make a cameo in his own material.
Oh yeah, I saw the reviews for that. Like it was so aggressively harsh against the movie that I'm like, I've never seen like this much hatred.
I thought it was so funny that they said that, not even Stan Lee made a cameo on this. So it's gonna be bad,
It's like they asked him for his stamp of approval, and he's like, no.
No. Yeah, I guess the director didn't even like it, so.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you get, when you get the cookie cutter stuff that the studios want to make. It makes them money, maybe for a short time, but it makes them money. Now, about the cameo, it's like, what do you consider too much? What do you consider a good cameo to be? I mean, because like I say, with M. Night Shyamalan, And we discussed this the other night with the movie Signs. As much as I don't like most of his films, that was one movie, like I said, most of that movie I actually enjoyed. And, it kind of kept it suspenseful and everything, and there's the creepy kids and all that stuff. I understand, but, his cameo was just so bad. I mean, the logic that went behind the writing for his own character is just so bad. It was so cocky. Like, what do you consider too much? I mean, and when do you say to an actor, you're not fucking Alfred Hitchcock? You can't
Right.
do this.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I didn't think he had like that trademark of doing cameos in his films.
Oh, he
And
does.
then somebody told me like, no, he's in every freaking film, and I'm like, no, I didn't see him in Unbreakable. And then he's like, yeah, he's on Unbreakable. He pats him down, like Bruce Willis pats him down. And then I'm like, I don't remember that, so I watched the movie again, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, he kind of goes like, oh, I had a, kind of like a feeling or whatever. And then he pats him down, and then he didn't find anything, and then he just goes like, can I go now? And I'm just like, really? Like that's your this is where it all started, probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And um, I I don't know. I think that you can do the cameo as long, like even the Stan Lee cameos. I think they're a little bit too much.
Yeah, they're a little too what's the word? Like slapsticky,
Yeah, like kind of like, oh, here's this fucking old guy again. Like, come on, man.
like,
Like
I love Stan Lee, but yeah, some of those are
I,
just
I
a little
will
over the
tell you,
top.
I'll tell you the one that worked for me, and that's and it's not on a film. It's on a show, on the animated show, and that's for Spider-Man.
Oh, I remember that. That was actually a
That
pretty good one.
Yeah, that one worked because it was in the context of the story. You know,
Well, yeah,
it was
that's
just on a different dimension. Spider-Man is just a character, but in a different dimension, he's a real superhero.
I think
So
that's
when
essentially what I'm asking is like
so that
when the director takes to acting in his own films and he wants it to be just a cameo, he's not going to be like full on Mel Gibson where he's the main character. I mean, just
right,
like that short period of time. It seems like a lot of them like to take away from the story, either that or like like how Stan Lee does, where it kind of takes away, it like separates you out of the story for just a couple of seconds, and you're like, oh shit, the Stan Lee again. It's like it's forgivable, but then you have guys like M. Night Shyamalan where they do it, but it seems like it seems like most of the film is doing great, and then this guy inserts himself, and you're like, well,
yeah,
shit, I'm kind of out of the whole story now.
right, yeah, it just doesn't work. Like for uh, I think that one of the other best cameos is in uh, Old School.
Yeah,
You know, knock on the door. I'm here for the gangbang,
yeah,
and that's it. But it's in the context of the story. It works.
yes, and that's what I mean. Is like that kind of stuff I enjoy because you're not even pulled away from it, and most of the time you don't even know that's the fucking director.
Yeah.
Like on the good ones, and
So
that's what I mean. Like some of that stuff that happens kind of upsetting. Not so much that it just ruins the whole film, but it just ruins that little moment where you're inside this little scene, and it just takes away from it, and you're like, well, shit. No.
so now I gotta ask, since M Night Shyamalan's it's in the crosshairs of Lon and Zumi here, but did he make a cameo in The Sixth Sense? Because I don't remember.
Well, let's look it up. I mean, we have this modern technology.
Okay, and then how about the Will Smith and Jaden Smith movie? Did he make a cameo in that one too? I didn't see it,
Uh,
so I don't know.
you should watch it just for the laughs. Let's see, cameo in
But
The Sixth Sense. Let's see. Starting to think that he did, because now it's giving me all this. Yes,
he
he
did.
did.
Okay, what's the scene? Because
Let's see.
like I said, I don't remember. And that's the thing. If I don't remember it, it probably. Well, no, then I don't know. I think it's flow. I think when I'm talking, it has to flow well. Because the one from Guardians of the Galaxy, it didn't work for me. You know, they had Stan Lee like move to the side, and it's like he's a pimp or something, and you're just like, all right, like I guess.
Let me see. It has his cameo in The Village because I'm pretty sure he's like one of the. If I remember correctly, he's, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. It's towards the end when those two cops find the girl, or the one cop finds the girl, but there's another cop that's there at the post with that kid, or the younger police officer, or the younger park ranger, or whatever he is.
Yeah.
That other cop is M. Night Shyamalan, so I guess that didn't pull away from it too much, even though the movie kind of blew. I think we all know what the cameo was in Signs. So,
Yeah. I mean that one was like 5 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. Hang on a second. There might be some sound here. Okay, let's pause this and turn the volume down. Let's see. Okay, it's M. Night Shyamalan talking about his cameo, which I'm sure he's loving the shit out of it. Doesn't really show it. 6-8. Yeah, I don't. He's a doctor. It looks like.
Oh.
I don't remember this.
Maybe the doctor that treats his wound or whatever on the flashback.
Okay.
I don't remember the scene though. Like
it shows a picture, but I don't remember the scene. I'd have to actually watch the movie. Let me see. Copy invitation, so I don't copyright anything here. There you go. There's the picture. See it?
Yeah, I see it.
He's some doctor, and he looks like he's talking to the kid. But I don't remember that scene.
Yeah, me neither.
See, that was the problem with that movie. It's like it was enjoyable the first time.
Yeah.
And that was actually a subject of an Adam Sandler movie. Remember that on 50 First Dates? Like her gift to her father every day, because she always thought it was the same day. It was her dad's birthday. Her gift to him was like a pineapple cake, and she gave him The Sixth Sense as a birthday gift. So every night they would watch The Sixth Sense. And every night she's surprised that, spoiler alert, that, he's a ghost.
It's like, it's a ghost. Yeah. Well, it's speaking of, surprise, have you seen the series 12 Monkeys? I know you've seen the movie.
Yeah, I've seen the movie. I haven't seen the series.
Well, the series is actually pretty good, and it's it straight up says based on the film 12 Monkeys. I highly recommend it. I really enjoyed it, and of course they switch a little bit of the characters. Like Brad Pitt's character is actually played by a woman, so.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but it works. It works for the story.
Well, I was going to ask you something else about directors, and then I have a question about another show. How much leeway do you give Michael Bay?
My God. Next question,
okay,
please.
Okay. What are Michael Bay's best movies?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, I will say I did enjoy The Rock.
The Rock is badass. Yep.
And
that's the thing, is that that was a good script.
Yeah.
And it's Sean Connery, so. And Nick Cage. You can't go wrong with Nick.
I know. The Cage.
Where?
That's all I got. I don't know. I will admit, I watched The Island in theaters when it came out.
I just watched that again, actually.
And I remember I enjoyed it as a teenager, but then I saw it as an adult, and I was like, this movie's not that great.
Well, you'll notice something about The Island that I noticed this last time I watched it about a week ago. um, all those things that are pretty standard for Michael Bay, like his camera angles and his quick edits and all that, none of that happens. At least it's so minimal that I didn't notice. None of that happens while they're in the facility. When they leave, that's when it starts to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. When they, yeah, that's maybe that's why. That's why I didn't. Maybe that's why it didn't bother me so much. But
That's what I mean. It was weird because I'm watching it going, this is a fucking Michael Bay film? Because I'm watching it and I'm like, this just doesn't flow like a Michael Bay film. I actually looked it up to see if someone else had like co-directed
yeah,
and like he did those scenes or something. But no, it's him. It's like he held himself back, or not held himself back, but like kept himself at, no pun intended, kept himself at bay. But I thought it was pretty interesting.
yeah, and you know, like I didn't care for Transformers. Like, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people watching it, like, oh, it's so badass, the robots and stuff, and I didn't even care that they brought the original voice for Optimus Prime when one, I found out it was Shia LaBeouf, and
LaBeouf.
or LaBeouf, it's LaBeouf,
LaBeouf.
LaBeouf, then there was Michael Bay directing it. I was like, no thanks, like I'm not watching it, and I haven't watched them. I've watched like bits and pieces of it because they're playing on regular TV, but I won't watch them like to say I refuse to watch the Ninja Turtles movies.
Well, did you watch Pain and Gain?
No, I didn't even see that.
You know, it's actually not that bad of a movie.
That's what I heard, and then my friend actually told me, it's like, no, it's based on a true story, and it's like, it's a Michael Bay film. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but it's actually good.
It's weird because it's like it was made for him, like that type of script. It was perfect for him, like the time period, the camera angles that he uses, the explosions, all that kind of stuff was perfect for that movie.
Well, see, I watched it and it didn't I didn't get it. I guess it didn't get my attention. I stopped watching it.
But The Rock.
Yeah, I know. I like The Rock and I like Marky Mark, and I stopped watching the movie. I was just like the characters don't seem like they should be getting along. You know.
You know what my favorite thing is about Mark Wahlberg and Matt Damon and Ben Affleck?
What's that?
They're all Pats fans. Okay, I got.
Yeah, but Marky Mark played a movie as an Eagles fan and an Eagles player. Just throwing it out there.
He did that because we had beat them in a Super Bowl. You know, it's
I'm
like paying homage. You know,
I'm just saying, like, his loyalty is
I don't question his loyalty.
It's in check.
At least don't do it to his face.
Just because that movie, I want to be like, oh, really? You're such a Pats fan.
Well,
how come you didn't play a Pats player?
Well, he's got a new movie coming out about the Boston Marathon bombings called Patriots Day or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's.
Isn't that too soon? A little bit too soon.
A little bit. It's kind of like I'm a little upset with Tom Hanks doing that Soleil movie.
Ah, God, that's don't even get me started on the movies.
And I think that's too soon. It was like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, but let a decade go by.
Well, yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I had the same feeling with like the 9/11 movies that came out
like 6 months after, weren't they?
It's like, dude, like making money out of people's grief is not that great. It's not that good. It's not cool. But then I'm like, probably the people that are gonna watch these movies are people that are gonna be they're not gonna be our generation. That's for sure. Because remember I told you that now, like the freshman kids now some of them are able to say that 9/11 was an event that happened before they were born.
Yeah, that's disgusting to me.
So
Not the fact that they're
So
disgusting. I mean, just the fact that I know that I'm getting old.
yeah, so if you think about it, like I grew up with watching the Vietnam movies and World War II movies,
Yeah, that was war
and then
movies.
I'm going like, yeah, fucking badass or whatever. So 9/11 movies are gonna be the World War II movies of of those future generations to them.
Yeah.
Uh, and it kind of makes me wonder if people that still or that went to World War II when they see these movies about World War II, if they have the same feelings as we have when we see a 9/11 film.
See, I don't know,
You know?
because the Vietnam War was just different. That's, I mean, and we, in history books, they don't even call it a war anymore, just because they'd have to admit that we lost a war. But they
They
call it
change
the
it to conflict.
Yeah.
The conflict. Oh god.
But, I mean, you have to admit that the Vietnam War was just odd as far as American wars go. And, I mean, we had fought people, here in the United States with that whole guerrilla warfare type stuff, with the natives, with my people. But nothing like that. I mean, that's the jungle. It's completely different setting. And then we're on top of all that, you're trying to occupy, which, if you look at anything in history, anytime one empire or nation has ever occupied another nation, it never works, ever.
Yeah.
And you'd think that we'd learn our lesson, but yeah, the Vietnam War was just something different. I mean, there's all kinds of stories that you can get from the Vietnam War, and that's why there's so many rich, interesting movies about it. It's just because it was such a dark time, not only for this nation, but for theirs, for everyone else that was, kind of knew about it and heard about it, and it's just a bad war all around.
Yeah. I kind of had that thought about like I don't know. It's like you said. It's a conflict. It's just like the meaning. How like I remember I was hearing like the my dad telling a story because my grandpa. I think I told you the story, right? My grandparents used to live in California, and when World War II hit, because he was born in the States, they gave him an option, and it was either you go to what's they didn't call them camps. They called them retention centers or something like that.
Yeah, but it was basically a
It was pretty. Yeah, it was pretty much a camp, right? It's like you can either go to a camp here in California, or you can move up north to Utah. So they decided to go to Utah. That's what a lot of my family just stayed there. And I remember my dad was telling me the story that he was working in the fields, and he met this redneck guy, and he was just like,
in Utah.
Yeah, in Utah, in the fields. And he's like, oh, like, man, like, can you believe this damn Japs going on, killing that Japs this, Japs that? And he said that one day my grandpa looked at him and it's like, hey, you know that I'm one of those Japs, right? And he's just like, really? He's like, yeah, they all look like me. And he's like, well, I'm not talking about you, Tom. I'm talking about them Japs over there. So,
not talking about the good Japs. I'm talking about the bad Japs.
Well, he didn't even know what a Jap looked like, and I thought that was kind of funny. But they if you didn't have a friend to take care of your legal stuff in California, you lost everything. So that's how they lost their property in California. And they decided to stay. Most of them decided to stay in Utah. Some of them returned. But I don't remember. Where was I going with this story?
I have no idea.
I got distracted by the whole,
the Vietnam War.
I'm not talking about them. It's like, I'm about you. I'm talking about them Japs. Like Jesus, dude. Uh, related to the Vietnam War. I totally lost my train of thought. I gotta apologize here, but
It's okay. It was an interesting story.
yeah, you got a funny story out of it. Well, it was kind of funny. It's kind of fucked up that they lost their, they got kicked out of California, but
Eh, past is in the past, right?
sure.
It's okay,
I
Zumi.
get, it's
I,
like, I
I
guess.
can try and feel your pain. My people got pillaged and raped, and
It's like my people too. If I go to a, well, actually no, because because I'm technically like quarter Spaniard, so the Spanish was the one that did the fucking, and
oh, so you're not just like a regular Mexican. You're like
no,
nobility Mexican.
I'm a quarter, and I looked up my name. Barba is actually not a very common name in Spain, and I found out that I can technically claim uh, citizenship, and
In Spain.
yeah, in Spain because of my name. And we found my uh, my mother's mom's birth certificate, and it's signed by he's general, actually, general something, I can't remember his name, Barba. And we're looking at it and we're like, oh, look at that. This is proof enough. It's like, I think the rule is like you have to go back like 3 generations or something like that.
Yeah.
And if the name of your ancestors are there on their books of records, then that's enough proof for them to become a citizen. However, Spain does not allow more than 2. So I would have to...
2 at a time or 2 in a family?
No, 2 citizenships.
Oh, so you can have your American, your Mexican, and then also Spain.
Right. I would have to be either American and Spanish or Mexican Spanish, which is a no-brainer, right? I'm keeping the U.S. one. Duh.
Why? I mean, you don't want to stay here, do you?
Well, if I ever win the lottery, then yes, I do.
I don't know, man. If Hillary becomes president, you might want to get out of here before she burns this motherfucker down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if that happens, then yeah, I'll move to Spain. I'll actually process that. I'll make that process like it. I was surprised. So yeah, maybe I do have family in Spain. I really liked it when I went there, and their tobacco is shit though.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing I don't smoke anymore. Yeah. I remember
What about Spanish weed?
I didn't try weed.
That's too bad.
But there's 2 Spaniards playing pool, and it's like I went with the other Mexican from the squadron, and we decided we were like, hey, can we play? And they're like, yeah, sure. So we're playing, and I used to smoke back then, and I said like, hey, you wanna trade smoke? Is that real like Spanish tobacco? And he's like, yeah. And I told him like, yeah, this is American, and they're like smoking, right? And the look on these guys' face was priceless. They're just like, this is like freaking good, and I'm just like, this one's all right.
This is actually from the dollar store.
I was like this is crap tobacco, like in the States, like, but different culture, I guess. Less chemicals, probably too.
Probably.
So, yeah, so I probably got him more addictive than probably should.
You got the good stuff.
I ruined them.
All right, so I might have to cut it a little short tonight, but I really do enjoy our talks. You know this, right?
I do.
We did. If you count out my little bathroom break, we got about an hour and 15 on this one.
That's not bad.
It's not too bad.
No, it's just getting better. Content's getting better, right?
But if you'd like to, you can say goodbye to the listeners.
Goodbye, listeners.
That don't exist.
That don't exist. They don't exist yet, right?
Don't exist yet, but one day,
Well, you gotta post this motherfucker. You can't just like keep it on your hard drive there.
I'm hoarding.